that was great. The other thing was the court.
Hmm.
You brought in the court and spectacular again. Because I didn't address till like chapter 12 or the last chapter, or second to last chapter. Um, so with those two things, there's just a minor detail like about I think you wrote, and I may just leave it because it sounds great. But he wasn't really clean shaven. He still had his ponytail. He just kind of had a white shirt on. So it's a little detail like that. Um,
That's important. And it's easy to update. So he wasn't clean shaven.
no, he just kind of had his hair pulled back in the ponytail. I don't even really remember now if he had like a little bit of a beard or he kept that clean. But so maybe in that sense he was clean shaven. Because he didn't have a beard. He never had a beard. Uh, and he just kind of had like a white shirt, unbuttoned dress shirt, right? Um, and then he just had like blue pants on, and I don't even remember what kind of shoes.
Hmm.
And although, and I was thinking about this, as difficult as it was that moment, being asked questions by this dude, um, there was it was difficult. I don't know if it's because I think some of the wording was saying it was the most difficult thing I've done. I think the most difficult I've been reflecting on it is finding out about the cancer diagnosis. That and the only reason I say that is because I had a 4.5 year lead up to the actual trial when he was asking me questions, and I was in the courtroom every month, and so I wasn't intimidated by him.
Okay.
So in the court trial, it was more of, um, so maybe this could be an adjustment. It was weird because I saw moments of the killer, right? I
Mm.
saw him more as very vulnerable and
Hmm.
weak.
Mm.
And I wasn't intimidated by him at all. Um, and that was just because I did the exposure to him throughout the years of being in court, where I sat with all the anger and all that stuff. Where in the court, it was more, I was actually really, really in a good place. Like,
Nice.
kind of like myself, where I would like, there was a moment where he said, there's no way. The way I cut you could have made that incision perfectly straight. And I kind of said, yeah, it's kind of pretty spectacular, isn't it? And the judge kind of looked at me like, did I really say that? So I was trying to I kept myself in a really good spot. You could say the training paid off, right? My
Hmm.
work on myself. Um, I'm not saying it was easy. I mean, it was difficult because there was a lot of things like, like frustration, this guy saying I was coming after him, I was faking my injuries, all this thing where it was like I can probably say the besides when I did get out of my good space, there was anger. Like,
Right.
fuck you, dude. You
Yep.
did it. It's over. You're getting locked up. Right? Quit stalling this shit out, kind of
Yep.
thing, you know? It's like
Yep.
enough is enough. And that's kind of the attitude I took in with all the nervousness and everything else. But
Hmm.
and and unconsciously, right? The PTSD would say as much as I was intimidated, I had scenarios like this dude might come after me in court because that's kind of the where he would switch. Like there was moments like he would just switch from this vulnerable guy into like, oh wow, that's the killer right there on just like a snap. And uh, there was moments with my PTSD and my hypervigilance where it was like man, I kind of wish this guy would come after me in court, right?
Yeah,
Payback.
crazy.
But
Yeah, I took a lot of liberties with that section, and I'm glad that you're telling me the way it is. I basically did it for good storytelling purposes, in case it lined up with truth. But I'm glad you're telling me it doesn't, and so we'll have to fix that.
but it can because it was. I mean, it was. I mean, the whole 4 months, every time in court was very intense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not off.
Mhm.
Um, because and honestly, I really couldn't like pick what was the most challenging in the last 5.5 years because shit, holding my artery for 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes to the ambulance and thinking I was gonna die on the way to getting saved could probably be the hardest thing. Um, you know,
Yes, I
so
do.
which looking back, that probably was in the moment. Um, because I didn't think I was going to make it to the hospital. So
Right.
that could be the hardest thing. So really, it doesn't matter. It's great regardless. So I don't
Mhm.
know if we really have to adjust anything. Uh,
Okay. I don't think it would lose that much to say one of the hardest things, or just to switch it to like one last test I had to face as part of the ordeal was facing him in my testimony.
yeah, because I kind of looked at it as part of my purpose. Purpose one was to write this book and get the course out there to help people. And the second one was lock him up so he doesn't hurt anyone else. And
Yep.
so that was kind of my mentality when I went into court, like, bring it on, let's do it. And
Yep.
um, so I kind of just chalked it up as like life purpose, one life purpose chalked up. Dude will never hurt anyone outside in the community. Who knows what he'll do in prison, but
That's good. I like bringing in the purpose there.
yeah, that's kind of the way I looked at it. It was probably really one of the most challenging things because I found out I had a cancer diagnosis. I mean, we can go that route where here I am trying to work on all my external stressors or stressors that I can kind of set boundaries with. And this one
Mhm.
I couldn't because it was constantly hanging over my head
Yep.
for the four and a
Yep.
half, almost 5 years. Um,
Yep.
so that was it, just those two sections minor.